Somewhere right now, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is enjoying the first few days out of the spotlight since her swearing in. All of the attention has just shifted to Robert Francis Beto O'Rourke. All of the crazy love from the left and all the crazy hate from the right. I live in California, so when the left goes goo-goo-eyed over somebody, you feel it here almost like an earthquake. Here's Beto just walking into the room at Bill Maher's studio in LA, almost exactly 1 year ago. Listen to that crowd. That's a small studio audience. They love this guy. Why? Because he was running against Ted Cruz for senator in Texas, and his platform was basically this: no wall. He was also still riding on the viral video in which he said that he could think of nothing more American than football players taking a knee during the national anthem. Yeah, LA Democrats were loving this guy. California progressives would like to annex Texas. The state capital is already in the bag. If somebody was to blindfold you and drop you down in the hip district of Austin, you might think you were in one of LA's trendier areas, or maybe Portland, Oregon. LA has been franchising itself for decades, and they have their sights set on Texas. Ask any red-blooded Texan if migration from Cali is changing the place. But Beto mania isn't just that. Beto is seen by old liberals with a lifetime in politics as just the thing to send Donald Trump packing. I mean, think about it. Here's a guy born and raised in a border town. Literally, El Paso is on our southern border. And to hear Beto talk about illegal immigration, you'd think he was discussing a lively cultural exchange program with no downside. He loves immigrants from Latin America, legal or not. He has said in interviews that he would like to tear down the wall between Juarez and his own hometown.
If you could, would you take the wall down now, here?
Yes.
Like you have a wall.
Absolutely.
Knock it down.
I'd take the wall down.
And do you think the city, if there's a referendum here in this city, that would pass?
I do.
El Paso is one of the safest cities in the U.S., and Beto will be the first to tell you that. Of course, he doesn't mention that just across the border barrier, Juarez is a notoriously dangerous place. I guess that wall there is just a coincidence. O'Rourke will be running on 3 or 4 typical hard left issues: green jobs/climate change, a national living wage, and single-payer government health insurance. Of course, he's gotten the memo, and he'll always call that Medicare for all. Oh, and immigration reform, but not the kind you want. So here's this guy who loves Mexican immigrants, speaks fluent Spanish, and actually grew up on the border, who is the best progressive communicator since Barack Obama. This dude is good. He can take questions for hours and give exactly the sorts of answers that have been field tested with progressives since young Robert O'Rourke was in an expensive prep school outside D.C. making connections. But he never forgets to say that he wants to serve all Americans, regardless of ideology. But wait, the demos really want to put a woman of color in the White House. It's on their aging radical bucket list. And if a white guy wins for their party in 2020, many of the baby boomers will not live to see a female president. As I've said in other videos, the plan was this: black president, woman president, president of color, probably meaning Hispanic, and then either an openly gay POTUS or a Muslim. That's the bucket list. But many of these progressives are turning 70, and they need to compress woman and of color into a single candidate. So unless Michelle Obama flips the script and runs, we're looking at Kamala Harris. So where does Beto O'Rourke come in? Well, I'll tell you. If we have a female president, the demos will feel very good about having a male VP, even a white one. This would potentially give them 16 years with which to turn the U.S. into their political wet dream, an enormous land of collectivist happiness, with government agencies in every facet of life from sea to shining sea. But this means a vice president who likes people, who likes rolling up his sleeves and getting out there with the ordinary folks. O'Rourke is Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden rolled into one, and a whole lot younger than either of them. And he reminds them of another great lost opportunity: Bobby Kennedy. The guy looks like Bobby, a taller, slightly nerdy version of that long-lost hero. The more new agey progressives might even think he is Bobby Kennedy. You know, reincarnation and all. RFK was assassinated in '68 and O'Rourke was born in '72. Oh, I've heard them fall for stranger ideas. Okay, back to Earth. Bobby Kennedy will forever be linked to Martin Luther King Jr. because they were murdered in the same year. White liberals considered JFK's younger brother to be a civil rights warrior, untouched by scandal, whose death brought the summer of love to a crashing halt. Mix all of this together, and you have Beto O'Rourke running for VP with Kamala Harris, or Michelle Obama, which would be even better for them. Progressives imagine Beto spending 8 years as feminist-in-chief, touring the colleges to standing room-only crowds and talking about how fantastic it is to be nearby as a woman of color runs the country. 8 years as the ultimate Beto male. And then, when it's his turn, he'd win it at a walk, being the hero to all of those former college students who ever met him at their alma mater. So yeah, laugh at all the dumb Beto jokes. Have fun telling each other how shocking it is that he wrote a short story about running over children for a thrill. Get all high and mighty about his drunk driving offenses or his other youthful indiscretions. I'll be over in the corner posting videos that prove he has zero musical talent. Sorry, I'm shallow that way. But none of us should take this dude lightly. This guy is good. Unless the doxers come up with something a hell of a lot darker than a creepy short story, Kamala Harris has her running mate. And with him by her side, she can win. So what do we deplorables do about it? I wonder what we can do. Let's listen to O'Rourke himself, here seen actually wearing sheep's clothing. Maybe he'll have some answers. What should we do, Beto? What should we do? Well, that wasn't very helpful. Maybe you guys will have a better plan. Leave your comments below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel and then click the little bell to get notifications.